One thing I always talk about with these glass cockpit airplanes, you know, the airplane presents you great information, but if the pilot doesn't know how to interpret it and understand when the information is accurate and when is it not, it doesn't really do us much good. So I want to show you guys something I talk about a lot, and I'll show you why it is. So I always say that when a plane is climbing and it's showing you information, so right now, if I go to the flight plan, it's showing me ETE, 1 hour and 18 minutes. So it's telling me there's 1 hour and 18 minutes left to this flight. And it also shows me that we should be on the ground in Torrance at 5:27 p.m. local. It's currently 4:10. So the question is, well, is that believable? Could I go ahead and take that information at face value and say, okay, my flight is going to last 1 hour and 14 minutes? And the answer is no. And the reason the answer is no is because the computer, in order to generate these numbers for us, all it does is it takes our ground speed and the distance we have remaining, and it does that quick little math, and it throws this ETE number at us. The problem at looking at these numbers in a climb is that guess what your ground speed's doing? Your ground speed is really low. It's climb speed, right? Because what will happen when you reach cruise and you close your cowl flaps and you gain a few extra knots with that, the plane will be flying much faster. So while the distance is accurate in the climb, in other words, the distance between us and Torrance is correct, our ground speed is much slower right now than we'll actually average for the remainder of the trip. So what I tell people, and this is the best thing to do in my opinion, 60, let's go to 85. Let's keep that coming, flight level change, and we'll keep it at 100 knots. What I tell people to do, and this is the best thing, is a good habit to get into. And that habit is, don't look, or at least don't trust this information until you reach cruise and everything's settled, your cowl flaps are closed, your power settings, everything is set. At that point, you can look into your ETE, or estimated time en route, and your ETA, and that information is much closer to being accurate than this one. So when I say don't trust your information in a climb, it's simply because the computer takes this ground speed, and this ground speed right now is 103. I know that I'll fly about 30 knots faster than that at cruise, and that will substantially change my ETA. And so when I say don't trust your numbers during the climb, this is why, because your ground speed is much lower than it will be for the vast majority of your flight. So I hope that makes sense. Here we go, back to what we talked about before. Sometimes cruise climbs simply don't have the power to get up to cruise. So to get up to 8,500 feet, I'll go ahead and just add a little more power because the 100 knots won't cut it. Actually, it looks like now when we changed courses, the winds have shifted, and now we're able to gain a little airspeed. So let's see what happens. Let's see how high we can go. There's 7,000 feet. We're going up to 8,500. Holy cow, look at that, 1,700 feet a minute at cruise climb settings, which is absolutely insane. There's 7,300 for 85. All right, looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. There's that 1,000 to go sound coming up on 8,500 feet. Now let's see if approach can hear us. Yeah, Joshua approach, good afternoon, Stationair 1215 Golf.
Stationair 1215 Golf, Josh approach.
Yeah, we're just off of Trona, about 10 to the south of Trona, looking for a flight following over to Torrance. We're a Cessna 206 Slant Golf, and we're just crossing 8,000 for 8,500. Let's see what code they give us.
Number 15 Golf, squawk 4714.
4714, 1215 Golf.
Cherokee 72 Whiskey flight. I'm not sure if you have the weather at Mojave, but I'm showing that the 2240 observation, the winds were 290 at 32.
200 feet to go.
40. The weather's better than 5,005, and the Mojave altimeter is 2978.
72 Whiskey, copy 2978. Indian current is where we're headed.
Oh, okay. I was showing you going to Mojave. I'll change that.
In-air current's right here. Mojave is down here. In-air current. Great little airport. Awesomely paved runways. Surprisingly big, 3 runways for that small, non-towered. I don't know what else to do there.
November 72 Whiskey. I don't have the in-air current weather, but I do have China Lake Naval Station. And their 2256 observations was wind variable at 4, gusts 2-1, altimeter 29er69er.
Copy all, 29er, 69er, 72 Whiskey.
Let's see where the peak TIT is
Number
at.
15 Golf, your radar contact 10 miles southeast of China Lake Airport. The Edwards altimeter is 29er75. You can overfly R25 15 above 6,000 sea altitude.
All right, 2975 position check, so we're fly 2515, and we're 8,500. Would that work for 15 Golf?
Number 15 Golf, yep, perfect.
Roger that. So direct Santa Monica at this time, I guess, for our LA Special Flight Rules, 15 Golf.
Number 15 Golf, Roger.
Cool. Here we go. So he just, I didn't even need to ask for it. And let's go direct Santa Monica. 122.
365, Josh. Approach all higher in about 1-4
And there we go.
miles.
Plane will turn. And he gave me the ability to fly through this restricted right here, 2515. He just wanted me to verify the altitude. And so he said it's perfect. So right now we're flying through the restricted airspace at 8,500, direct Santa Monica down here for LA Special Flight Rules. So that'll take us through Burbank, which is a nice little shortcut, so I'll take that. Back to what we were doing. Let's go ahead and lean the mixture. So what we want to do is 75 degrees rich of peak TIT. So let's go ahead and keep leaning and see what peak TIT we reach. So there's 1300. There's 1330.
Direct to Bakersfield.
1330 is the peak. So 1330 minus 75 is 1255. So now I'm going rich clockwise to 1255.
From Bakersfield.
Centurion 08 X-ray, Roger, squawk 4721.
And there we go.
1255
or so. And that results in 18.1 gallons an hour of fuel burn. Okay, temperatures look good. I'm closing the cowl flaps. Let's see what that will do to our ground speed. So currently we're 131.
X-ray, your radar contact 3 miles southwest of Current Airport. The Edwards altimeter is 29er75, and I'm showing you at 4,500.
I believe it'll take us up to 138.
5, yes, climbing to 4,900, zero X-ray.
137. Oh, look at that. 138. And let's see if I'll go any higher.
430, Josh, approach, Roger.
Yep, there's 136, 137.
365, climb and maintain flight level 450.
450, flight jet 365.
Little bumpy out here. Yeah, 139 ground speed. Okay, so back to what we were talking about before, why you can't trust the information in the climb because it shows you that slow, it calculates the calculations using that slower ground speed, which is inaccurate. So now here we are on cruise, our ground speed is more accurate. Let's go ahead and look and see now what our estimated time of arrival is. I believe before it was around 5:27 local time. So let's see what now it's telling us when we'll reach our destination. And we'll go ahead and account about 5 to 10 minutes. So if it tells us 5:15, that would be the same. But let's see, because that was about 10 minutes ago. So let's see what it tells us now. So I'm going to the flight plan, and now it's telling us 50 minutes left, and it should be we should be on the ground at 5:09 local time. So it shaved off almost 20 minutes by simply looking at this about 5-6 minutes later.
Josh, approach.
And the reason is now it's taking it off, it's snagging the actual ground speed that we're at, which is quite faster than we were during the climb. That's why I tell people don't trust these numbers in a climb, including the FOD, the fuel over destination, because during the climb, it snags your climb
Number 46
fuel.
Roger, radar contact, Channel Lake altimeter 29er69er. I'll have the code in just a moment.
It snags your climb fuel, and your climb fuel in this plane, high performance climb, is 34 gallons an hour, which is sickening. It's a turbo. And so if that's happening, it's looking at your distance remaining, and it's figuring, okay, you got 2.5 hours left at 34 gallons an hour. FOD will show
Number
10.
46 Mike, squawk 4701.
So you want to wait to cruise until you're at cruise, at your good ground speed to where the ETE is accurate, and you got the mixture leaned out, the fuel leaned out to cruise fuel burn, and then you want to look at that accurate FOD. So in our case, it's showing me 41 gallons on board will show up with that at Torrance. So get into a habit of checking all these numbers at cruise for these reasons. It will be much more accurate. There you go, a little bumpy out here today. Looks like we have 12 knots on the nose and 9 knots of right crosswind.